It's 6:42 p.m. and this is Grace, and I want to talk about, I'm just going to jump right in, talk about some things I've been thinking about lately. I'm not really, don't have it all together on this topic, but I'm going to introduce it. It's about what I've seen and heard and read and whatever people call narcissistic fleas. That's when you get the bad behaviors from the narcissistic type person in your life, and you pick up some of their bad behaviors. But the thing that I had been thinking about before then, and I am connecting it to this in my mind at least, is when it's cultural. And this is something that has been on my mind for a while now, about some of these behaviors that we call narcissistic type behaviors. They're actually, for some people, they're cultural. And I'm not sure people realize now that. What I mean by cultural is not just like one culture, people's culture. But let me start with this one. The first one I was thinking about was it's a behavior. It's not, one behavior doesn't define the person as a narcissist. With somebody with narcissistic personality disorder, that's up to a qualified professional to determine. But anyway, the one that's the person is, it's one of the criteria, or part of one of the criteria, is when a person is arrogant. Okay, since I've been an adult, I'm 53. So since I was 18, I've been around a lot of people from different countries, different states, different countries, but a lot of people from different countries. And one of the things that I had noticed long ago is there's with some, I'm not going to mention any particular culture, but being arrogant or looking arrogant is simply how they were taught. And I did verify this with a few, in one particular one, that it is the way they were taught. And if you do not behave that way, in that sense, that would come off to me as arrogant, and a lot of people I know as arrogant, that if they don't behave that way, then it's actually for them like they have low self-esteem. Okay? Yeah, so, and some people, just because they act arrogant, would you assume, you shouldn't assume anyway that, as far as just arrogance, that, therefore they're narcissists, that's just kind of way out there. But anyway, and then came up another one for me. Yes, for me. And I was born and raised in Texas, and I've lived in Texas, different parts of Texas, for most of my life. I have lived in other states, but brief periods. Okay, as an adult. And the one for me, I've been through this before, just recently, but last week was another time that I went through it. And some might call this a narcissistic flea, okay, that I picked up, because I'm like the total opposite of a narcissist. But the thing is, like I said, I was born and raised in Texas, and every Texan woman I've ever known, we are not, well, let me put it this way: when somebody ticks us off, somebody says something, we don't care who it is, whatever, we just don't tend to back down. We don't just doing gray rock for me and many people that I know, many women, would be very difficult, very extremely difficult. But the one thing I've never heard is that anybody say anything about when it's connected to going no contact. And instead, what I've heard is, you're never going to win with a narcissist. You're never going to get closure with a narcissist. But it was always separate from when you're going no contact with them. Because most of what we hear is about when they drop off the earth, or, stop, they've used you up and they're walk away kind of thing. But what about when you're going no contact? But to get back to the cultural thing, for me, like I said, going gray rock is extremely difficult. And if somebody's ticked me off, I'm going to tell them. And that could be a cultural thing. It's not that I don't know better, I've heard better, but it's so cultural that that's how it works. That is how it works. And I've recently started researching more about highly sensitive people, And they tend to, somebody ticks them off, and I am definitely one. I'm more of a, highly sensitive and empath. When somebody ticks me off, that's it. It's over with. Done. And from things I've read, that's what somebody who's highly sensitive tends to do. So, I'm not a healthcare professional provider. I haven't added that in. I'm going to do something like a little disclaimer that I put on the video, but it's always on below the video on this channel, under each video on YouTube. So, and I'm not a healthcare professional provider, not getting counseling advice, and boy is the traffic busy, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm looking at these things and thinking about these things, in a different way. That my thought is that there's a little information out there, and some people have a lot of information out there, but I have never seen any information out there about cultural differences and narcissistic type behaviors. I really haven't. And think about really seriously. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I don't know if I already did before I went to do what I went to do. But I'm going to talk about this more. But you know me, it comes whenever I'm in that mood. But there's that. I know I've shown this before, that $61 million high school football stadium. Yeah, that was the original one. 61 million. Yeah, it just irks me every time I run across that, and I do every blue moon. Yeah, on my trip. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.